Hi! Let's get that, please. Desktop audio, thank you. Hi everybody, how's it going? Sorry to just blindside you like this, but my D&D that I usually do on Sunday nights finished up early and I was bored, and I kind of just want to know how I will react to the first case of this game blind. It's been a really long time since I've played an Ace Attorney game without knowing it like the back of my hand, so... Well, okay, that's not true. Apollo Justice I didn't know like the back of my hand, but I mean, like, I still knew what happened in it, so... You know. I just figured that we're gonna treat this casually, we're just gonna go for it, and I wanted to share at least a little bit of that experience with you guys. I'm not promising to make this like a big stream series or anything like that, but I figured at least, you know, when I play the first case, why don't I let you guys see what my impressions will be. Hey, Donnie with the $5. Finally, best AA game. Thank you so much. Really excited to see how this turns out. Let's go ahead. Or Habaki Gaming with the $2 as well, exchanging one D&D for another double D. Optimal. I thought about that a second ago when I said it. Ooh, anime cutscene. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Sure. Judge, you gotta get out of there. You gotta go. You gotta leave. Oh. Okay. It's really quiet.
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble. And it's up to us to restore it to its former glory.
Oh, I will touch on these donations in just a second when the intro is over.
I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
It's you!
Done.
I love her already.
You bet. Let's do this.
She's been with us for half a year, though I can hardly believe it. Anyway, her power will be our greatest weapon.
Oh, good. Good job. No, wait, nope, yeah. You had a chance. You could have recovered, but...
Are you alright, miss? Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned.
I can walk upstairs.
Time to bring it to an end.
Aw, the picture of Trucy. This theme is pretty dope, though, gotta say. Mint Mango, they didn't have to animate him so hot here. Yeah! True! Sasa Sokumi, yeah, the DLC cases are included on the trilogy port. Hi Apollo. You came back from your shonen anime fight somewhere in the wilderness, I think, is the impression I'm getting here. Oh my god, the moon! Okay. I think now that that anime cutscene is over, I can scroll back up to these donations real quick. Oh no, wait. There's another cutscene real quick. The best thing about bombs is how they erase and destroy, without discretion. Okay, sure. I guess.
Now all I have to do is pin everything on that little girl.
Well, don't do that. That sounds mean. Okay. Stinkfly 3 with the $5. Your Ace Attorney reviews were my introduction to the franchise, so it's great to see the Apollo trilogy continue with this walkthrough. Thank you. Cellphone with the $2. I'm excited to see how fast the train derails, lol. Well, we'll see. And then Mango with the $2. I just watched the AJ video too, lol, perfect timing. Glad to catch you right off the beat. Bork Laser with the $10. This is my favorite game in the Apollo trilogy. I hope you like it. I hope so too. I'm very interested because I've seen a lot of like mixed impressions of this one. Okay. Let's go. Oh, it's Athena right off the bat.
Nope, not feeling nervous at all. It's amazing what a girl can get used to. A tense atmosphere like this is no biggie.
You doing okay, Athena? Okay, it's Apollo.
Oh, Apollo. Yeah, doing great. Like, I'm a little tune great.
Oh yeah? Well, that's good to hear. Although, I could have sworn I heard your voice crack for a second there.
Ugh, I'm that transparent, huh?
Can I turn up the game volume just a bit? Yep. Let me know if it is too loud or too quiet at any point, chat. It is difficult to sort of modulate between other games.
Cracking? No, my voice isn't cracking. Nerves of steel here, I tell you. This is Apollo Justice. We really wish he got more than just that one game. He's a fellow lawyer at the office I work for. Apollo's the lead for the defense on this case, but I'm gonna be there at the bench with him doing what I can to help out. I'll do whatever it takes to defend... Junie? Okay, Junie. Speaking of steel, how are you holding up? That explosion really did a number on you.
I'm just happy that you're okay, Athena. Although, I can't pretend I have no connection to this case. That's why I'm gonna see to it that Juniper's name is cleared.
Oh, what with the Ace Attorney defense attorneys always having a vested interest in their first case in the game.
And I'm sure you feel much the same way.
You got that right. I won't rest until Junie is completely cleared of all suspicion.
Apollo, Athena. I don't know who this is. Oh, okay, that is definitely not a fitting voice.
Thank you for doing this for me. Junie!
Oh no, sickly Victorian girl.
Hey, are you okay? Sorry about that. I always seem to go into coughing fits whenever I get nervous. This kind of thing never happens at home in the forest, though. This is Juniper Woods. She's my dear childhood friend, and she's also our client for this case.
Ah, I see.
The news keeps repeating that Junie is the alleged bomber. But that's ridiculous. There's no way Junie would do anything like that.
Yeah, she definitely looks like the type to just plant a giant bomb somewhere. She fished it out of her hat.
I brought you a little snack, Athena. Just a little something from my garden.
Hey, thanks. So, is this an orange or a tangerine?
It's an orange. My grandma says that orange is the color of strength and endurance.
Oh, I get it. Strength for the trial, right? Junie, you're always so good to me. Jeez, look at me, standing here clutching an orange to my chest with tears in my eyes. Well, don't you worry. We'll be so powerful in there, they won't know what hit him. Right, Apollo?
Yeah, that's right. Come what may. This is one trial we just can't lose.
Oh, okay. Apollo! Apollo!
Sorry. I just got whiplash from the notion that I would be the main character. I don't even know how to perform under pressure like that. It's been so long.
Blood is seeping through his bandages. One of his wounds must have reopened. All this time he was trying to put on a brave face, but he was really overdoing it.
Mr. Justice.
Mr. Justice.
Huh? The trial's about to start, sir. Please proceed to the courtroom.
What? Now? But Apollo's in no state to defend.
Salak sucks with the $5. Orange bomb, fruit bomb, lemon bomb, Bungo Stray Dogs reference. Oh, good lord. I haven't thought about that series in a hot minute. his old man strains.
I have to defend Juniper.
What are we gonna do? The trial's about to start with or without us. There's only one other option I can think of at a time like this. But even if I called him now, he'd never get here in time.
Uh-huh. Kirby Superstar for why is it trailing off your name in the chat? Hold on, let me drag this a little further. Yeah, there we go. Kirby Superstar 44 with the $5. I love the character animations for the 3D games. They're really fun to watch and can really surprise you when they do unique animation. Yeah, I actually kind of like the way this game looks so far. Am I going in completely blind, Chloe Bugs? Yes. I have no idea anything that is going to happen. Oh, I have to re-click on the window.
No, wait, there's something else I can do.
I might want to move the alert box for this stream in particular, actually, now that I think about it. Let me just, like, move it over here. And click to make that. Okay.
Apollo, give me all the evidence for the case.
Huh? What are you gonna do?
Bailiff,
Yes, miss?
the defense would like to submit a substitution of attorney petition. Athena!
You're not seriously... My one chance, Athena!
You just concentrate on getting better. I'll defend Junie.
All by yourself? Athena, stop for a second, think about what you're saying. You've never once taken on a case alone before, right?
No hay problema. I can handle it. I think. But I guess it's really up to you, Junie. Would you be okay with me taking over? Sure. I believe in you, Athena. And that's enough for me. If I die, I die. You're worried for me, aren't you? To be honest, I'm pretty nervous too. I think my heart just might burst out of my chest. Definitely not for any other reason than nervousness. Definitely not feeling super gay. But you're in no shape to stand at the bench now. So you'll just have to leave it to me.
Alright. I can see your mind's made up anyway. I hate that I can't be there, but I know you'll give it your utmost to defend Juniper.
You bet I will. Rest assured of that.
Dog, look at my lawyer. I'm going to jail. Oh, Athena has a habit of speaking in Spanish, French, German, etc., so get ready for that, I guess. Well, I'll be ready to butcher every single instance of it. You can guarantee it.
My name is Athena Sykes. I'm still just a newbie, but I'm a lawyer. This is only the second time I've taken the lead in a defense case. It'll be the first time I stand up there alone, though. But I have to do this, and I'm definitely not about to let anything bad happen to Junie.
December 17th, 9:46 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 5. The text speed. Hold on, actually, can I change the text speed? There's text box transparency and skip, but I don't see any text speed. Yeah. Oh well.
Oh my god, you're finally here. I've been waiting this whole time. I almost got bombed. It's been a long fucking day already.
Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Oh boy, it's this guy. Daps at the $2. Love the AJ video. Can't wait for the DD video. Thank you.
The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. Uh-huh. And what is the meaning of this? I was under the impression that Mr. Red Monkey would be my opponent today.
Huh? You want to clarify? Rybka with the $5. Finally caught a stream live, though. I'll be teleporting back to the start, not to spoil myself. Hope you have fun playing. I hope you have fun watching. Thank you.
Yes, well, the substitution of attorney petition was submitted just a few moments ago. Due to the explosion in the courthouse yesterday, Mr. Justice is unable to continue.
I see. Not at all surprised he used that as an excuse to run away, with me as an adversary who wouldn't want to feign illness in order to escape. What? The nerve of that guy! I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. Well, I would if I wasn't so nervous. Ugh, this arrogant jerk!
Yeah,
You arrogant jerk! No! Widget! Is my hearing getting worse? I could have sworn I heard the defense say something just now.
Kate the Vampire with the $2. One of my favorite AA games. Love the cast. Oh. It's so interesting how, like, I either hear people be like, I fucking hate this game, or I love this game to death. Like, no in between.
No, you didn't hear anything at all, especially not for me.
How odd. I could have also sworn I heard something.
Oh, that would be my indispensable partner, Widget, who you can't see over the notification. There it is. He sometimes blurts out what I'm thinking. Well then, if that's the case, then it's a clear contradiction to what you just stated. A contradiction? That sounds like a gameplay mechanic that you should tell me about. You just stated that you said nothing. However, if that device of yours says what you're thinking, then you indeed said I was... What was it? Elegance at work? Actually, it was arrogant jerk.
That face is so funny.
At any rate, what does it matter if it's a red monkey or a yellow monkey facing me? No fresh out of law school rookie can defend this witness.
Mr. Payne, I believe that's enough. Let us get back to the case.
Of course, Your Honor. I'm more than ready to show this little girl why they call me the Rookie Humiliator. I knew it. He really is an arrogant jerk.
Do we have the court record yet? I don't know. Yeah, we don't have the court record yet. Because yeah, now that I think about it, I do think I remember people saying that this guy is not Winston, but his brother, right?
Arrogant jerk!
Miss Sykes, if you continue to insult the prosecution, I will remove you from this court.
I'm very sorry. It was just a knee-jerk reaction.
A knee-jerk reaction, you said? Get her out of here! Get her out of here! 3 strikes!
Now then, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, if you please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now then, the incident occurred yesterday here at this very courthouse in courtroom number 4. At that time, the trial for a certain bombing was being held in courtroom number 4.
Ooh, I like this theme. That's a good theme. Donnie with the $2. Gaspin better than Edgeworth on God. We'll see about that.
Yes, I was presiding over that trial as well. I didn't know that I was able to run that fast until that time. And Mr. Justice was there as a lawyer for the defense.
A bomb that was being presented as evidence suddenly went off during the trial. It was a terrible incident, and courtroom number 4 was completely destroyed. Fortunately, we were able to start evacuation procedures before the explosion occurred. Just a few seconds more and it would have turned into a horrific loss of human life.
But there was in fact one death, was there not?
That is correct, Your Honor. When courtroom number 4 was examined after the blast, the body of Detective Candace Arm was discovered.
Can disarm do what? Also, she's very pretty, but too bad about the, you know, whole explosion and death thing.
She was to take the stand as a witness later in the trial.
I suppose she wasn't able to evacuate in time. What a terrible tragedy. I must admit, I stumbled at least 10 times myself before I was able to escape.
Maybe the court should see about getting you even shorter robes.
The victim's body was found near the entrance to the courtroom. I suspect she stayed until the very end to help guide the others out safely.
Oh, that's nice.
Your Honor, allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report. And details about the bomb.
Okay, so let's look at this. Cause of death, trauma to back of the head caused by impact of the flat object. Time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. Okay. Stuffed animal bomb. Oh, okay, so this is the bomb. The time bomb that destroyed the courtroom. It was hidden inside a stuffed animal when it was detonated. Oh, it's so cute.
Okay, I know how this works. All evidence for the trial is filed in the court record.
Hey, Sad Boy Alert with the membership. And also thank you for all of your iconic doodles, which I never get tired of seeing. One of which is included in the thumbnail of this stream. And I have linked your Twitter down below so that people can find your wonderful art.
When I want to check something out, I just use RB.
Okay, yeah, so let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, okay, that's just the picture then. Okay, we got profiles here. Apollo is 23 now. All right. Juniper. Gaspin Payne. All right. Funny name. And Candace Arm, the victim in this case, a detective who is heading up the investigation into a bombing incident. Okay, so she's a detective. Daps at the $2. Gaspin better than Winston. Team Gaspin rise up. Team Gasp. Hashtag Team Gaspin. Can we get some hashtag Team Gaspin in the chat?
I better take a peek later.
Now then, please call the accused to the witness stand. Defendant, are you feeling all right? You're looking a bit pale.
I'm so sorry. I was feeling a bit weak when I first arrived here at the courthouse. But I'm all right. Junie's really giving it her all. I better make sure I do the same.
If we could please proceed. Your name and occupation, defendant.
That is not what I meant to hit.
Juniper Woods. I'm a high school student.
Miss Woods, can you confirm you were in the courthouse on the day in question?
The one who was... Your name is cut off. I have to drag the chat out. The one who watches. I see. I love your videos. It was actually Shadow the Hedgehog that led me to you. Also, I guess I'll have to hurry up and beat this game so I can watch these streams without getting spoiled. Well, don't worry. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be making it like a big thing, but I appreciate your support nonetheless. Good to see somebody who came from Shadow, by the way. That is one of my favorite videos that I've made. And Salix Sucks, thank you for becoming a channel member as well.
Yes, I came to know Apollo Justice through my friend Thena. And so, I was there yesterday to watch his trial and lend my support.
Something's wrong. Junie's really scared. Did you know I'm also known as the Defendant Humiliator? It looks like I have yet another chance to show everyone how I earned that moniker.
Leave her alone, dude. Do your job, dude.
Does his arrogance know no bounds? I have to protect Junie no matter what. Hey, you arrogant prosecutor Payne.
What is it? Do you want me to demonstrate where I'm known as the Rookie Humiliator instead?
Deep breaths, Athena. Don't let him get to you. Prosecutor Payne, Junie's telling the truth. Mr. Justice also backed up her claim when we saw him in the defendant lobby. And Junie, he said that he was glad to get the Lotus Root you gave him. Oh, and Junie, he said that he was glad to get the Lotus Root you gave him too. He was? My grandma says Lotus Root is good for your eyes. She says that can even help you see into the future. They can? Then that's the perfect present for a lawyer. And if that's true, I guess he must not have eaten them.
A sweet, meek girl like this, blowing a courtroom to bits. I must say it's very hard to believe.
Now, Your Honor, don't let her seemingly innocent appearance fool you. The defendant had a motive for committing this crime.
That's not true. I don't have any kind of motive. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed.
I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant.
Lightblooms, thanks for becoming a channel member.
However, that doesn't matter. The only thing that does is that her objective was the destruction of courtroom number 4 itself.
The court heckling him like, no, wrong!
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Why in the world would Miss Woods want to do that?
Sorry, I was taking my glass of water. That's a very good question coming from a novice such as yourself. But first, a question for the defendant. Have you ever been brought up on false charges?
What? Oh, why, yes. Yes, I have.
Oh? And did that experience cause you to harbor a grudge against the court system?
Oh my god, is he really gonna be like,
did you or did you not post ACAB on Twitter? That means that you probably would want to bomb a court.
this fucking guy. Whoa. Yeah, I would like that.
Alright, I'll make one for you.
Thank you. Bork Laser with the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Holy crap.
Objection!
No, wait just 1 minute. If that kind of thing was a motive for blowing things up, then every one of her clients would turn into bombers.
That's a valid point. We wouldn't have a single courthouse left standing in the land.
I concede the accused isn't the only one who might bear resentment against the courts.
Dancing FB18. Can't wait for Widget to cuss someone out. Yeah, like the Widget's just like, you piece of shit!
Whoa, hold on!
But Miss Woods is the only person who could have committed this crime. Why? Because we have found some decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt.
Decisive, huh? I'll believe it when I see it.
It involves a very unique aspect of the bomb itself, Your Honor.
And what exactly was so unique about it?
Why don't we have Miss Sykes answer? What is that noise? Seriously, what is that noise? Can somebody please tell me what that noise is? Is there a witch in this court somewhere who is gifting memberships to people?
Oh boy.
Huh? Me? I noticed that you appear to be very nervous. And, well, gentleman that I am, I'd like to offer you the chance to gain some confidence with such an easy question.
Could he be any more condescending? Really, what a thoroughly unpleasant man. L is for loser.
Rumph! What did it just say?
Nothing. Not a single thing. Now let's see. What was I supposed to do at a time like this? Oh, I know. The court record. The information I need is somewhere in the court record.
All right, Miss Sykes. Let's hear your answer. What was unique about the bomb that blew up the courtroom? Was it because it was...
It was in a stuffed animal.
Mr. Payne, what kind of simpleton do you take me for? It was stuffed inside a stuffed animal. Its evil intentions covered by a cute exterior.
Very good. Have a cookie.
You don't have, false advertising, you don't have a cookie? Your Honor, this man is lying in court. Please get him out of here.
The bomb that went off inside the courtroom was indeed hidden inside a stuffed animal.
There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? I am fine, just like I said from the start. I can do this.
Yes, as I recall, the bomb was inside a stuffed animal the whole time. I never even got to take a look at it. But what connection does this impish elephant have with the defendant?
The answer to that question lies in another piece of evidence, which I have here.
And what, pray tell, is this? It appears to be a little singed.
It's a tale, Your Honor. The tale of a poor victim of the explosion. What, was there a horse in the courtroom?
This is incredible. Are you saying it's Detective Horse?
Dude! Okay, come on now. I mean, I know this is the guy that didn't even know that his wife painted her nails, but like, come on, dude.
Your Honor is so very close, but no. It belongs to this stuffed animal. It's called the Phony Fanty, a rather unpleasant name if you ask me.
He's the mascot for a campaign to eliminate false evidence and false charges, is he not?
Yeah, I hate that. I love false evidence and false charges.
Twisters 4 with the $5. Gasp in pain, the kind of motherfucker who carries around oatmeal raisin cookies. Yeah, he just like pulls them out of his breast pocket and tosses them at your face.
Exactly. His motto is phony evidence is just trunked up.
Okay.
That's so wrong on so many levels. The Phony Fanty's tail is made of vinyl cloth, and we found something very interesting on its surface. The defendant's fingerprints. What? The Phony Fanty provided the prosecution with all the evidence we needed. It clearly proves that the accused handled the bomb.
Oh my god, she's dead.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why would Junie's fingerprints be on it?
That does appear to be pretty irrefutable evidence. Yes.
Having touched a stuffed animal.
The court accepts it into evidence. Miss Woods, do you have any explanation for this?
I don't understand.
How about you, Miss Sykes? Do you have any plausible explanation to refute this decisive piece of evidence?
Well, I can't do it. I can't think of a single thing. But I'd better come up with something, for Junie's sake.
If you can't produce an answer, we could always go straight to the ruling, if you prefer.
No, I have to say something fast. Oh no, I can't get my voice to work. Why now of all times?
Hello?
I thought I overcame this already. Maybe I'm still not ready to stand in court?
Damn. Okay, that was interesting. What's going on with you? It's like, you know that post on Tumblr that's like the like anonymous asker that's like, what are you, like 6? And the person answering it is like, no, I'm why can't I remember my past? Oh. Okay. What the hell? Barclays are at the $5. Would you like 20 memberships now or 50 to complete the case without making a mistake? Let's make it interesting. Let's do a bet between you and me. Let's see if I can do it without making any mistakes. Oh my god. The visual stuff going on here is a little crazy, not gonna lie.
As you can see, there is no room for debate.
That's not too terribly off from the voice I was doing for him.
Why, it's you.
My god, he's fucking cooking!
Light Bloom's $5. Welcome to M-rated Ace Attorney. Yeah, this is the only M-rated game in the series, if I remember correctly. Isn't it?
Sorry it took me so long to get here, Athena. Apollo explained the whole thing to me over the phone. He asked me to come help you out, in his place.
Thanks for coming. I hate to admit it, but I was having a real rough time on my own.
Lunar Musician with the $5. Phoenix instantly grounds Athena's PTSD episode by just appearing dramatically. The power of an objection. Yeah, I do love these violins. They're tasty.
No, I don't know. I think you were doing just fine, all things considered. And you hung in there, giving me enough time to get here. Now let's turn things around.
Huh. Okay.
You got it, boss.
Ho ho ho. Look who showed up out of the blue.
No, I'm in the blue, Your Honor. Back in the blue, that is.
If it isn't Mr. Phoenix Wright, you always manage to surprise me.
Your Honor, Mr. Payne is called for an early ruling. But I believe there are still many things that need to be deliberated. How did Miss Wood's fingerprints wind up on the stuffed animal tail? How was the bomb even detonated? Until these questions are answered, I assert it's impossible for a fair ruling to be made.
You're absolutely right. Let us continue from where we left off. I assume you have no objections, Mr. Payne?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Miss Woods really looks like she's having a hard time.
Junie's really struggling, Mr. Wright. I get the sense she's afraid of the courtroom itself.
Because of yesterday?
Yeah, it was understandably very traumatic for her.
Poor thing. And here she is, back at the courtroom again, being so brave. I'd like to make a request, Your Honor. If at all possible, I'd like to have Miss Woods rest in the lobby.
Given the defendant's condition. Very well. I grant special permission.
You go get some rest, Junie, and leave the rest to us.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about this.
Neon Rose with the $5. The ahaha.waves made me think Beato was watching this like a soap opera.
Entertain me, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, can you solve my bomb puzzle?
Yeah, she would.
Phoenix Wright, I've been looking forward to meeting you.
It's been a while, Mr. Payne.
You're more clueless than I'd heard. I do believe you mean, how do you do? For I am Gaspin Payne. I'm the younger brother of your long-standing rival, Winston Payne.
Long-standing rival, yes. That's putting it very generously.
What? Long-standing rival? When were we ever rivals, let alone long-standing?
You'll see, Mr. Wright. I will cleanse Winston of the disgrace he met at your hands.
Looks like this royal pain is going to be as thoroughly unpleasant as the other.
Your Honor, the prosecution would now like to call a decisive witness to the stand. This witness will testify as to how the accused detonated the bomb in the courtroom.
Molly Eats Pie with $5. If I had a nickel for every time Phoenix grounded someone's PTSD by simply dramatically showing up, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Very well. Please call your witness, Mr. Payne.
The Furious WC, $2. Can't wait for the next brother in the AA7 howlin' pain. That was pretty good.
Witness, your name and occupation, please.
Witness?
Name, Ted Tonate. Occupation, bomb disposal specialist.
Is that how it's pronounced? Ted Toning? Oh, wait. Yeah, because it's... Oh my god. Is it fucking... Did they really just... Okay. Our Habaki Gaming with the $5. To be fair, does Phoenix have rivals if they all end up loving him or helping him in the end? Winston is a rival by default, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Occupation, bomb disposal specialist.
Oh my, what a strange robotic voice you have.
Speech synthesis via typing. It is the same as me talking.
He sounds exactly like a robot.
That's with his $2. He'll leave you gasping in pain forever, rival gasp. Hashtag gasping. Is this just gonna be the stream's joke that we're gonna like play the hell out of this guy? We're just gonna like make him seem like such a much cooler character than he actually is.
Can't you speak in a normal manner?
I can. He can! But I do not like to speak. Speaking is inefficient. Energy expenditure. Speaking better than typing.
Or speaking is greater than typing in terms of expenditure.
Understand?
What an odd witness.
Mr. Tonit was in charge of the bomb for that trial and was there when it went off.
Being a bomb squad specialist, do you have any relation to the victim?
Negative. I first met the girl while on this job. Many people are employed by the police. I know only a fraction of them. However, I was shocked when I first discovered the body of the victim.
Shocked.
I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. So, he was the first to discover the body, was he?
That's definitely not suspicious at all.
He is here to testify about the circumstances surrounding the moment of the explosion.
Citrine Ray with a Canadian $5. It was crazy when Gaspin Payne solved the epitaph and stopped the murders. That's true. I remember when he did that. It was so crazy. Thank you. It was so crazy when he inherited the Ushirimiya family fortune. Sorry, I just got a sandwich that my lovely housemate offered to give to me. So in a moment, I might actually take a BRB for a second just to eat that so that I'm not subjecting you to a bunch of chewing noises.
Very well. The court will hear Mr. Tonate's testimony. But at the very least, show this court some respect and remove that face guard, witness.
When the bomb went off. The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name HH-3000, operated by timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down. So even though the bomb was supposed to be disarmed, it somehow got switched on? Precisely. Activating the timer is very simple. 1. Connect wires. 2. Switch on timer. A monkey could do it. I am sure even you would be able to, Mr. Wright.
Oh my god, his little smug little face.
I guess this makes you the blue monkey in this barrel of fun, boss.
I'd now like to begin my cross-examination. Huh? No, I don't want to. I'm going to blow this courtroom up too.
Atropos of the $2. Very mad Gaspin solved the epitaph before me. I know, you've been working at it so hard too. It's too bad that he discovered that the true Golden Land was in the McDonald's play place. Very different from what everybody was expecting.
Mr. Tonate, what is that?
HH-3000, aka a bomb.
A bomb? Great googly moogly! Yeah! Mr. Tonate, I demand that you disarm it this instant.
Disassembly complete. 5.3 seconds. 0.2 seconds short of my personal best.
Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know.
This is an exact replica of the HH-3000. It is used to practice disarming bombs. Disarm equals success. Explosion equals failure.
An exact replica of the bomb that exploded, is it? So, that's what it looked like.
I submitted a photograph of the real bomb taken just before the trial.
Okay. I thought that it looked a little big to be put in a stuffed animal, but now that I actually see the dimensions, it makes sense.
Dimensions. 10 inches high by 10 inches wide by 10 inches deep.
That is deep, right?
Weight, 12 pounds. A perfect replication. Your bomb...
Oh, wait. Your bomb does appear to be a very good copy indeed.
Yeah, depth. Dearth.
Yes, however, I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. It has a very puzzling wiring setup. It is regrettable I could not replicate it.
Witness, that's enough. There's no need to replicate anything here.
Zero luck with the $2. Someday we need a pain game focused on losing. See how fast you can lose the trial.
And now if the defense would begin their cross-examination.
Lucrazor with the $10. Interestingly, they took the Trials and Tribulations objective theme and repurposed it into Phoenix's objection theme going forward. Curious decision on their part, considering the anime and other things used the OG theme. Yeah, I think it is kind of interesting. I guess it's just because they're like, oh, that was like the height of Phoenix's career, quote unquote, I guess. Before, you know, the gap in said career. So like that's his like triumphant return theme, I guess. I don't know. Kind of interesting to think about.
Where has Miss Sykes gone to?
Athena, you can come out now.
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get to work.
I guess you were pretty scared, huh?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
She was about to bolt.
Hey, put a sock in it, Widget.
As transparent as ever.
Now let's see. Where were we?
We were at the cross-examination.
Oh, cross-examination. Of course.
She seems disoriented. I wonder if she's alright. Maybe I should ask Athena if she remembers how to cross-examine, to help her focus.
Nah, she'll be fine.
Nah, no need for that right now. She'll be fine.
I'll do everything I can to help. If you can't find any contradictions, and you flub up too often, don't be afraid to ask me for help. Press Y when the option to consult with me appears. I'll let you know where I think the suspicious statement is.
Sounds good. I'll be counting on you if I get into a bind. Alright, it's cross-examination time.
Alrighty. I'm gonna mute the mic for just a second. Sorry, I don't mean to like pause you like that whenever I take a bite of my sandwich. I just know that some people have let me know on past streams before when I did actually eat on mic that it's kind of like, you know, a little upsetting to listen to those sounds sometimes. So I didn't want to, you know, fuck with anybody's like sensory stuff or whatever. Okay, let's see. The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name, operated by timer with the remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down.
So you're trying to find testimony that conflicts with the evidence, right?
That's right. Listening carefully to Mr. Tonate's testimony is just the first step. After that, it's a matter of taking a look at any evidence that seems relevant.
Remember that you'll open the court record when you go to present something. If you find evidence that conflicts with the testimony, present it. Let's see. This testimony is about when the bomb went off. So I think the state it was in at the time would be pretty important.
A bomb that didn't look like a bomb because it was inside a stuffed animal, huh?
Oh, yeah, okay. This makes sense then, yeah. Wait, okay, is it this statement or... Yeah, I saw the bomb's timer was counting down. Well, yeah.
Objection!
So, you say you saw the bomb's countdown, is that right? Of course, I clearly saw it counting down to 0. And I say that you are clearly lying. What are you talking about? There's no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. Mr. Tonate, how can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer? But
What? No!
That does seem like a glaring inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this?
Well, I...
Oh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You found a contradiction right off the bat.
Always remember, Athena, When you find an inconsistency in a witness's testimony, there's always a reason behind it. It could be a lie, a hidden meaning, a secret. Whatever it is, it's up to us to dig it out.
And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss?
Now the question is, what can we dig out of Mr. Tonate? Well, let me see. No. There must be some mistake. Oh yes. Yes, of course. I remember now. The sound. I knew because of the sound.
Sound?
What sound? When the timer of this type of bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of the bomb counting down.
A beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that even with the bomb inside the stuffed animal.
Dancing FB18, Tonate really just key smashed in court. Me when I get called out on Tumblr for bombing a courthouse.
I simply made a mistake. My bad.
Objection!
How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound all the way from the gallery? Listening for the sound of a bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. I constantly undergo training so that I will never miss it. I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. What now? Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? It is a solemn mission that I put my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear a bomb's timer? It's like disassembling a toaster, you know. Now he's just showing off.
You keep asserting that the sound was too tiny to hear, but the only tiny thing here is your skill as a lawyer. That could have gone a couple of ways. Being mistrustful is not an attractive quality, you know.
Gaspin, I hate to break it to you, but this chat is full of people talking about how hot Phoenix is every, 2 seconds. And not you, so. Just saying.
And you're just overflowing with attractive qualities, are you?
Or perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Tonate did not hear the sound.
Well, no, but...
Bro, it's my hair is Bro, it's Benry, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's me, Mr. Freeman.
Fucking, God, what was I just thinking? You bombed this? Yes, I did. Nice.
It still seems totally suspect. But it's going to be really hard to prove that he didn't hear something.
If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into the courtroom. What I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods.
That's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Tonate happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb.
What's this now?
It happened before the trial started. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb.
Okay.
We brought the bomb to the lobby for the defense. Bomb equals evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial.
Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Miss Woods was already there in that lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch.
The remote switch? Yes, the switch that controls the bomb remotely. Duh. It has been missing ever since the incident.
Switch that starts the time bomb's countdown. It was stolen just before the blast and is now missing. Okay.
I am partially to blame. I left the bomb and remote on top of the transport case, and they were rearmed and stolen while I was talking with the lawyer.
The defendant then used the remote from inside the courtroom to start the timer.
Objection!
How can you assert so unequivocally that the bomb was rearmed in the lobby?
Objection!
The bomb was safely secured in the transport case. The only time it was outside of the case was in that lobby. Therefore, that was the only opportunity anyone had to meddle with it.
Someone other than Mr. Tonate could have opened the case and taken the bomb out. Impossible. The transport case is assigned exclusively to me. Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. Okay. And I have the only key that can open that case.
Case Toenaid and Detective Arm transported the bomb in. Toenaid has the key. Okay.
Nevertheless, Mr. Payne's assertion is nothing more than conjecture. You have no proof that it was Miss Woods who stole the remote switch.
And by the same token, you have no proof that it wasn't her. But what I do have is a piece of evidence that proves the defendant handled the bomb.
Ah! The tail! 5 minutes, 24 seconds, 2.3 deciseconds. The defense's advantage lasted a mere 5 minutes. Ugh, talk about a rotten hand.
Yeah, you would know about hands, wouldn't you, Phoenix? What with your poker playing. That was a good joke. Good one, Marcy. You really nailed that one. You fucking got his ass with that. Okay, anyway.
As long as they have her fingerprints as their trump card, I'm at a big disadvantage.
It appears we'll have to hear from the defendant herself once more.
I wholeheartedly agree. Your Honor, I would like to recall Miss Woods to the stand.
Recall.
I trust you have no objections, Mr. Wright?
I'm worried about her condition, but we do need her testimony. On the other hand, I'm not sure I want to make Athena mad.
I can read your feelings, you know, boss.
Guess there's no hiding from her, huh?
Don't worry. I know we need her testimony. But if anybody picks on her again, they'll pay.
Guess she's already at anger level 1.
Don't worry. I'll stop the proceedings before I let anything bad happen to her.
The defense has no objections, Your Honor. In that case, I will take my leave. But before I do, there is just one more thing. Mr. Wright, is it? Me? Yes? Dismantling bombs is my job. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try.
Yeah, that's definitely not like the true killer thing to say. I am totally innocent of this crime. I have nothing to do with it. It's definitely your client. Also, I look forward to seeing you try. Good luck, idiot! I4I-P. What's your pronouns? Also thoughts on 3D sprites. She, they. And I think that the 3D sprites look pretty good so far, actually. At least in this resolution.
Yeah, this guy is hiding something. I just know it. Now, if you will excuse me.
Bailiff, please go out to the lobby and bring back the defendant.
Alright, I'm gonna mute. I muted myself in the middle of that sentence. I'm gonna mute for just another second, is what I meant to say. I know I can't tell them that I'm the one who bombed the courthouse. What do you take me for? Oh, wait. Hi. Did I unmute? Sorry, I'm back.
Junie. Hi, Athena.
She looks even worse off than before.
Don't worry, Junie. We're here for you. Thanks, Thena. And I'll do my best, too.
You blew up the courtroom because you bear resentment against the courts, correct?
Can somebody please say leading question?
No, of course not.
What's that you say? I can barely hear you.
I haven't done anything wrong. This prosecutor's scary.
Objection!
What an impudent little girl. Stop acting innocent and tell the truth.
This is getting ugly. You rearmed the bomb because you wanted to blow up the courthouse. Admit it. That's why you went to the lobby where Mr. Justice was. Isn't that right?
Yeah, the judge should really be getting on his ass for this.
Mr. Wright, can I go give that prosecutor a smack?
What? Of course not. Do we have to review Courtroom Manners 101 again?
Well, I think he does.
We can't let a creep that bullies innocent girls like this off so easily.
I haven't forgotten about how he treated you.
Don't worry about me. Just help Junie. Her heart's crying out. She's so scared. So very scared.
Looks like Athena's picking something up with her heightened sense of hearing?
Oh, okay. Also, Salix X with $5. Good night, chat in the stream. Need to sleep. Salute. Good night, Salix. Hope you have a good sleep.
It sounds like this time it's the voice of Miss Woods' heart. Don't deny it. You stole the remote switch and used it in the courtroom, didn't you?
Your Honor, please put a stop to this. Mr. Payne is badgering the defendant.
Yes, Miss Woods does seem quite frightened. Mr. Payne, I ask that you behave more like a gentleman.
But don't you know, Your Honor, there's no more a gentle man in this world than I.
As if a gentleman, or even a gentleman, would behave like he does. Don't let that rude ruffian win. Athena.
How dare you call a gentleman such as I a rude ruffian? I'll have you know I attend a manners class every Saturday.
You do realize that you're telling on yourself here. Because if you did have good manners, you wouldn't have to attend a manners class. Got him.
I'm more than just a gentleman. I'm a genteel man.
Not when you're terrorizing a young lady, you're not. I'd demand my money back from that manners class if I were you.
I should probably be the adult here and stop the two of them, but...
Mr. Payne, that will be enough.
Certainly, Your Honor. No further questions. Let's move on to the defendant's testimony. Miss Woods, please share with the court what you were doing when the bomb went off.
I'm not gonna stop this because this is funny, so...
Well, that day, I was watching from the gallery. The bomb went off, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me.
God, the coughing. It's gonna get me coughing for real if I keep trying to do...
Junie's clearly in pain, being forced to recall the bombing like this. She can't even get her words out.
This isn't gonna work. So what now? Hey, wait a minute. Even if she can't vocalize what she wants to say, we can listen to what's inside her heart. Yes, now's the perfect time to use Athena's power.
Oh, okay. New game mechanic time?
You can hear it, can't you, Athena? The cries of Miss Woods' heart?
Yes, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared. I think she could collapse at any second.
Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. In essence, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Guess it's all up to Athena and her special ability now.
By the way, as people have been pointing out, this is crazy how many people are in the chat right now. Lunar Musician with the $2. Power of Therapy. Yeah. But yeah, like, I just want to say, thanks for tuning into this impromptu stream, guys. This is kind of beyond what I would have ever expected for something like this, considering I started it like 3 minutes after I announced it. But yeah, really, really happy for that. While I have your attention, by the way, go watch the Apollo Justice video that I just put out. It's, I'm pretty happy with it. There are a few flubs in there that are a little embarrassing sometimes, but once I eventually make a compilation of the Apollo trilogy, like, I don't know, like a fucking year from now or something, I'll definitely fix those, so there you go. Also, I'm going to be streaming the last part of the Umineko question arcs on Friday as well, so if you're interested in that, you should also tune into that. Anyway, let's continue.
Athena, I want you to use the analytical psychology you studied, and listen to the testimony of Miss Woods' heart.
Okay, boss. I'll give it a go. After all, this is the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology. I can't pronounce that.
Let's do this.
Oh, that camera cut was a little bit awkward. So, your holographic thingamabob can show us how Miss Woods is feeling, right?
In a nutshell, yes. The emotions and images that I picked up just now while listening to her testimony. I can enter all of that into widget and use the mood matrix to analyze them.
Gmo Banana with the CLP 1000. When's the Athena Sykes trilogy? Yeah, I like Athena so far. Alf Gates, that's how it was, Historian Sayori? Okay, I'll remember that if she says it again. Stinkfly3 with $5. Did you bring back a certain someone to voice Tigray in the Apollo video? Yes, I did indeed. That was Jeremy, Game Buddy, my good pal, very talented guy. I linked his Twitter in the description of the video as well, so you should definitely check him out.
These mood markers here reflect fluctuations in Junie's emotions.
Pocky with $5. Absolutely love you on the Save Data Team Let's Play. Keep being funny and awesome. Thank you so much.
When she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy marker will light up. When she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react. The angry marquee.
That is not what I meant to say. Borklaser 9000 with the $5. I'm gonna clarify our bet as a mistake being losing health bar. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured, but good for the clarification.
When she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when she feels surprised or confused, the surprised marker will let us know.
So, with your special ability in Widget's Mood Matrix program, we can track how Miss Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology.
Yep, now let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord or noise in Junie's heart. See here? This is what the noise looks like in the mood matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. If we can pinpoint these inconsistencies, the noise level should drop.
Okay, it's time to listen to Miss Woods' true testimony.
Okay, let's figure this out, I suppose. Okay, well, that day, I was watching from the gallery. The bomb went off. Okay. And rubble started falling. It fell on top of me. Why is she happy during this one?
I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now.
This power of Athena's is incredible.
And I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the context of her testimony.
What? Already?
Yeah, oh god. I love when rocks fall on me. Look at this. When she says it fell on top of me, the happy marker's reacting.
Well, look at that. That is odd.
Agent F with the Canadian $20. Just finished the Apollo Justice video. I have no idea you never played this. This game was very divisive when it came out, so I can't wait to see your thoughts on this without all that discourse actively influencing you. Yeah, that is one of the things that I have also been very interested in about this game, is getting into it with, like, pretty much no idea of what to expect, because I have not finally gone, or not deliberately gone out of my way to look at, like, what people say about it, aside from very general things.
There must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. We just need to do some digging. When you find an unexpected emotion, you'll first need to pinpoint it.
Okay.
And then select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers with A.
Okay. So let's go ahead and, how do I cursor? Hello? Oh, okay.
Widget is registering joy when Miss Woods recalls the rubble falling on her. There must be a reason for this unexpected emotion. Miss Woods, as the rubble was falling, was there also something that made you feel happy?
What? Mr. Wright, the feeling of happiness is spreading throughout Junie's heart. Keep going on this point, and I bet Junie will start to calm down.
Great. Let's hear what she has to say.
She really likes rocks. Now I'm just thinking of fucking Hank, like, they're minerals, Marie, for Christ's sake.
As I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled. I tripped, and then rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought I was done for. But just then, Apollo came and rescued me.
Apollo?
He used his own body to shield me from the rubble.
So that's when he sustained those injuries.
How do you feel, Junie? Did talking about Apollo give you some courage?
Yes, Apollo is just like the sun. Strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing photosynthesis.
That's quite a description.
And see, your coughing stopped all of a sudden.
Oh, you're right. Thank you, Thina.
Looks like we were able to draw out some new testimony.
Pretty neat, huh? But there's still some noise left, meaning there must still be some discord in Junie's heart.
I guess we'll have to keep going then.
Let me input this new information and update the mood matrix, and we'll be good to go. You remember what to do, right?
When I find an unexpected emotion, I should first pinpoint it.
That's right. And then you select it from the mood markers with A. If we can find the reason for the discord in her heart, then we should be able to draw even more new testimony out.
Alright. I tried to run, but I was too slow. Dual Destinies, Spirit of Justice, so fun when no one's in your ear calling it crap. $2. Thank you so much for the donation. And also, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it. I'm very, very interested. Tried to run, it was too slow. Before I could get away, the bomb went off. Okay. I was so startled when I tripped, then rubble started falling on me. I thought I was done for. Okay, then there's Apollo. But then Apollo came and rescued me. Okay, but so what's going on with that?
You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you?
Yes, I was really happy.
But was there also something you felt sad about at the same time?
Sad?
The reason I ask is, when you were describing how you were rescued, we sensed a little sadness, too.
Oh, I think it's probably because of Bumrap Riney.
Bumrap Riney. Well, what do you know? Something new.
That's right. I brought my stuffed animal, Bumrap Riney, to watch the trial with me. Bumrap Riney and Phony Fanty are brothers.
Who knew that the legal world could inspire a whole line of merchandise?
Oh my god, the court merchandise lore?
I had Bumrap Riney with me while I was watching the trial. But it wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him as I was running away. My poor Riney, a victim of that terrible bomb. Oh, I know. You can see what he looks like in this poster. It's for the campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges.
Phony Fancy and Bumrap Riney, huh? Nothing against the campaign, but why an elephant and a rhinoceros?
Mr. Wright, I don't sense any discord in Junie's heart anymore.
So, I guess that means we managed to draw out all of her testimony.
That's right. I'll just make an update with the new info and we'll have the whole picture. So, do you think her new testimony will help?
Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. So, Bumrap Riney was in that courtroom when the bomb went off. Now that we know that, it changes the meaning of that other piece of evidence. All I have to do is present it. At the right statement.
Oh, okay. I think I have an idea of what's going on here. Before I could get out of the courtroom, the bomb went off. I so startled I tripped, then rubble started falling. I thought I was done for, but then Apollo came and rescued me. Okay, but like, yeah, so I was watching... Okay. So, let's see.
Objection!
Miss Woods, I know this trial's been very hard for you, but you can relax now. You're without a doubt innocent.
Okay, chat, give me just a minute to take another few bites of this sandwich. For everybody asking what kind of sandwich it is a grilled cheese and bacon sandwich. Anyway.
Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now? My wild assertion is simply this. The two stuffed animals were mixed up. The tail the defendant's fingerprints were found on wasn't that of Phony Fanty. It was the tail of her gallery companion, Bumrap Riney. What? What nonsense is that? I concede they're both stuffed animals, yes, but they're completely different characters. An elephant and a rhino. They're as distinct as a defense lawyer and a prosecutor.
Well, I mean, apparently people didn't realize that when Edgeworth was pretending to be a defense lawyer, so jot that one down. Also, yeah, this pursuit theme is a pretty banger.
But are they really so different? Both defense lawyers and prosecutors strive to protect the peace through law.
Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray, for example.
Anyway, this poster is all I need to prove my assertion to be true. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the two got mixed up.
Well, I mean, one would imagine that it was the tail, I assume.
Take that!
Well, would you look at that? The two tails are exactly the same.
Yes, exactly.
Master 3000 with the $5. Gaspin didn't play TNT, confirmed. And that's why he's cringe. That will be his downfall. Nothing else, of course.
The two stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals, but the design of their tails is exactly the same. Ah!
Order! Order in the court! As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bumrap Riding, we can no longer consider it to be decisive proof that the defendant handled the bomb. As things stand, I consider the charges against the accused unsubstantiated. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne?
Oh, yes, of course, Your Honor.
Oh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around.
Yeah, it's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out this long.
I believe that brings our proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Let us reconvene tomorrow. Court is adjourned.
You're not gonna actually adjourn, right? In the first case? Are you?
That was so exciting, boss. We did it. True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment.
True to form. Gee, I never knew you had such a glowing opinion of me.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
You did great, Miss Woods. You really stuck it out.
And you got really brave at the end, just when we needed you the most, Junie.
Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around. Well, you were the one who gave me that courage, Thena.
Really? Thanks. So, to be honest, was I any help at all?
Of course. Without you, we would have never gotten out of that tight spot.
That's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm going to give it my all.
I'll be so good that one day you call me your partner.
That's what I like to hear. Analytical psychology. The ability to solve the riddles of a person's heart. Athena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now.
I'm gonna be honest, like, obviously, it's gonna take me a little bit to play around with it more to sort of get a grasp of what I think of the actual mechanic itself. But the idea of the mood matrix is pretty cool, in my opinion. I think I remember hearing some people talk about how, like, they thought it was a little bit too fanciful or, like, fantasy-esque. But honestly, given that the Phoenix Wright is very, like, Ace Attorney is very, like, anime-esque, I do think at least the idea thematically of, like, exploring a person's heart, exploring their emotions is a very interesting angle to take. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's a neat idea.
Hey, where's Apollo anyway?
Good question. I almost forgot about him.
Wow, Phoenix. You're really speaking it to truth right now, aren't you?
I assumed he'd still be here in the lobby.
Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in courtroom number 4.
Courtroom number 4. What would he be doing at the scene of the explosion?
When I came out to the lobby to rest, I told Apollo about Bumrap Riney. I told him I dropped Riney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then Apollo said he had an idea where Riney might be, so we went to take a look together.
Huh. I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be.
So, you went looking for Riney together before you were called back into courtroom number 5?
Yes. I'd had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though.
With all those injuries? I wonder how he's managing.
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Wonder what it was.
He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Just maybe he found some new piece of evidence?
Anyway, we'd better go and get him.
Good idea.
Apollo! Come here!
Where are you, Apollo? Trial's over for today.
Oh my god, he's dead!
No.
Oh, damn. Also, Borkalaser with the $10. This is a game series with vengeful ghosts and almost zero laws. Why is the mood matrix where people draw the line? You can say, like you said with Apollo's power, just call it magic and we're good. Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much established that there are, interesting, supernatural forces or magical forces at play in this universe, so... And Kirby Superstar 44 with the $2. Courtroom number 5, A5, I've solved the mystery. Wow, you did it. Okay, let's save. Okay. Yeah, sure, let's go ahead. But first, sandwich. For just a moment.
One second. I might have put the rest of the sandwich in my mouth.
Okay. John P. Apollo is dead and all you do is eat a grilled cheese. For some reason that just made me think of the Silent Hill 2 thing with Eddie. All this stuff is happening. All you can do is sit here and eat pizza. Oh, James Sunderland. What a guy. Anyway.
This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But, given how things ended yesterday... Good morning.
Everybody's just depressed.
Mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise.
Oh, hey, did you read the paper this morning, boss?
Huh? The paper? That came out of left field.
You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains.
Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena.
It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you better watch out, okay? You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice.
Well, no, of course you couldn't do it justice, because Apollo Justice is dead. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god, no, they're actually doing the joke.
Justice?
Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. And it's all my fault. Athena! Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry.
What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to the head and was lying unconscious in the Family Guy death pose. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. But the surgeon, well, you see, he couldn't stop screwing around and making jokes about how he looked like Peter Griffin. So he's probably going to have to be in there a little bit longer than he would have otherwise. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods all right, Athena?
Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there.
I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo.
Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom.
Oh? Guess I can see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright?
Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock. But I'm alright. People who've studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions, too.
Somehow I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he?
Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head.
Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels.
Hey, Justice for All callback.
But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? Just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo.
Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? But I admit, I'm just as upset as you.
Okay, boss. You're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name.
That's the spirit. Now, let's see. I'd better check the court record one more time before the trial starts.
Alright, let's give it a look. Okay, yep, you got your badge. You got your autopsy report with the picture. Trauma to the back of the head, between 8 and 11. This. The tail, but it is not that tail, actually. The missing switch, stolen just before the blast. And the case, Tone 8 has the key for. Okay. I think we're all refreshed.
Earth to Mr. Wright. I'm ready whenever you are.
Alright, let's get ready to rumble.
You bet.
With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right, for Miss Wood's sake, and Apollo's, too.
Oh, there was a second pick with the elephant? Pull up. Let me look at it real quick. Oh, yeah, you're right. Dimensions. Okay, yeah. Weight 12 pounds. An alloy, or 5/16-inch alloy plating. Alloy plating? Oh, no, wait. Oh, okay. This is the bomb, not the elephant. Yeah, the alloy plating on that stuffed elephant. Jesus.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is also ready, Your Honor.
Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question?
I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor.
I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am.
There's a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial.
A separate matter, you say? And what might that be?
I assume you're aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4.
Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up?
Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice. He didn't even get to be the star of his own trilogy or anything. In the beginning of the second game in his trilogy, they decommissioned him, and he was laying on the floor in the Peter Griffin pose. I must say, if that were me, I would think that I was a loser.
Anyway. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper. Oh, shut the fuck up, dude! She literally just walked into the room!
He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he?
The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. What? Why?
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing.
Also, yeah, there's that. Like, focus, please. Hold on just a second. I gotta check some things real quick. Okay.
The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial.
But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. And also, I'm very hungry and my tummy hurts. Therefore, I motion to indict the witness. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered.
Very nice of them to have a detailed diagram of how the courtroom looks with all the rubble and stuff, by the way. They sure drew that one up fast.
As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found.
Okay.
The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice?
Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne?
I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing.
You mean he found some incriminating evidence?
Precisely. And so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Objection!
Junie would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that.
Miss Sykes, please control your outbursts.
It's the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself.
Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice.
What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday...
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Wonder what it was.
He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Maybe the two incidents really are related after all.
I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're arguing that she attacked Apollo while they were together beforehand. But yeah, it's still, like, She literally, you know, was in the courtroom like right after that. It's you know, like this chronically ill 18-year-old who's like coughing so hard she's about to pass out. Yeah, I killed this guy. I nearly killed this guy with a rock and then walked over next door.
I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop.
Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo. Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. If you would then, please testify about what happened to the court.
Let's see.
During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature. I didn't remember any of the cases from his game.
God.
He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can really be nice too.
I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out.
But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Something? What kind of something?
Something to do with the courtroom bombing, kind of something. I think.
Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor.
What lie is that?
When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence.
No! I never...
Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed there in the courtroom ruins.
Okay.
What on earth? Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us.
It's written in blood. Woods. Why isn't that?
Sorry. Thought that was funny.
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters.
What?
I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted.
No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright! The nerve of him leaving that message! Why would he do this?
Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. When we discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo!
No. Ah!
We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at the time, right?
After that, they were in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there.
Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Okay. Okay, let's see. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom ruins together.
Hold it!
Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins?
We went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing.
Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4?
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bum Rap Riney. He was keeping my medicine safe for me. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see.
And Phony Fancy has that same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted.
I had put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bumrap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all of his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest.
The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god.
About that, Phoenix.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, okay. You realized it too.
So, that's why you went to the ruins, I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods.
Apollo started looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Hold up. Let's look at this diagram again real quick. I mean, there's like some rubble near the witness stand. On the left there, it looks like there's some rubble. Yeah, I don't know. I'm weighing my options here. I don't want to lose my bet. Also, yeah, like you said, Apollo is a slight distance away from this writing. This one did trip me up when I played. Check the picture again. I mean, yeah, there's some rubble near Apollo, too. Hold on, I'm gonna press this too real quick.
The area around the witness stand? Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
No, of course not. I was just testing my hearing. Must not upset her. Must not upset her.
Yes, I'm sure that's where we searched first. But then I was called back to this court to give testimony.
Mocking Dragon with the $5. Didn't want to say anything until you saw it, but I genuinely love the emotion matrix sections. They're always so respectful of the emotions involved. Yeah, see, that's the thing that I was thinking of. Like, that was the element that I kind of liked about it in theory. Obviously, I'll have to see how it goes from now on, but, like, that is an interesting thing, in my opinion. Okay, yeah, let's just continue pressing a little bit and see what we can get out of this.
That was when you were called to the stand after Mr. Tonate's testimony, right?
Yes. The bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom.
And what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you or did he stay behind?
Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4.
I better not ask her about Apollo. I know. I'll use some small talk here to get her to relax a bit. Do you have any hobbies, Miss Woods?
Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. And I love to knit. I like sewing, too. I made this outfit myself.
Keep it up, Mr. Wright. It's working. Now ask her if she has a crush on anyone.
So, is there anyone in particular you like right now?
Mr. Wright, is that question even remotely related to this case?
To this case? Not really. Mr. Wright, you'll refrain from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand.
Sorry, Your Honor. -1 to brownie points.
Miss Woods, please continue with your testimony. I believe you were telling the court about your attack on Mr. Justice.
I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
So, you think Mr. Justice is kind?
Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like the sun, strong and warm. He makes me feel strong too.
The only adjectives I associate with the sun are sweltering and oppressive.
But then Apollo got hurt, and... It's all my fault! Junie, Apollo's gonna be fine. He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't just drop out of the sky. You really think he'll be fine?
But the sun does go down at night.
Then that means Apollo could...
Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry.
So, Apollo was trying to help Juniper. Who knew that Apollo could be such a sweetheart? Must have been pretty hard on him, too, with all that rubble everywhere. Now that I think about it, there's something odd about what Apollo was able to do. You know, considering what Miss Woods said just now, I think you're right. That courtroom was in a very unusual state after all. Which leaves the million-dollar question. What would explain this contradiction? Anyway, let's see what happens when I present what I suspect is our answer.
Okay, so it definitely has something to do with that. Welcome by a fit of coughing. To the courtrooms together. Near the witness stand, there's no rubble. Okay, so let's look at this picture again real quick. So, it's not like you would have had any trouble getting to the witness stand, though. It is right there. I don't know. Yeah, I might get it wrong, but let's try it.
So, he started his search with the witness stand, you say?
Okay.
That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. And strong.
But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that.
But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he really is brave. And kind, too.
No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. What you're claiming is something that no one should have been able to do.
But I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to be, Mr. Wright.
True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how is it possible to walk up to the witness stand?
Oh.
I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand.
Oh, you know, to be completely honest, I didn't interpret that fucking rectangle as rubble. I was just like, oh yeah, like the place where you stand. I'm so smart.
Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it.
Great. Now I'm not so sure it matters.
A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know.
But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best.
I call slander, Your Honor.
So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
To be fair, the shape is clean cut. Yeah, that's what threw me off, I think.
Let me see, Your Honor. Yes, I have one more. Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before.
Oh, hey, the fucking cart is right there.
Huh? What's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Tonate's bomb transport case?
That's right. Is there some problem?
Yes. The transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it.
Miss Woods, have you remembered something?
Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before.
Its position? The position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
The bomb transport case?
Yes, when Apollo and I were there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand.
I see. So, where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it?
As I recall, I think it was more to the right.
To the right. Then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack.
Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Where was the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear.
What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack.
Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. All right, I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. Yep, it was right there. Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault.
But that's...
Inconceivable!
Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes. Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position.
The transport case covers up the writing in blood.
Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously lying.
Objection!
The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Wood's testimony alone.
What? And where is this proof you're talking about?
It's right here, in the crime photo.
I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. What in this photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault?
Well, I mean, obviously it's the little skid lines, right? I don't know precisely where I should point this, but like, one would have to imagine that it's that. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
All the proof you'll need, Your Honor, is right. Yeah, no, okay.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Wright, I'm sensing feelings of doubt from you. Which means you're just taking a wild stab in the dark, aren't you?
Ouch. You're good. I bet you can also tell how I'm about to feel in a few seconds.
You just earned yourself a penalty.
If the transport case was moved after the assault, there should be some evidence of it. I'd better take another good look at the photo.
I suggest that you give us another try, Mr. Wright.
So, okay, yeah, like, $2 from Bork Laser, womp womp. Sorry. To clarify with chat, though, like, am I actually right and I just pointed at the wrong spot? Hey, thank you for the 20 memberships, Bork Laser. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I see what. Yeah.
Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here.
Okay, I get it. That was a tiny bit bullshit, but okay, it's fine.
I see it. But what is it?
This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved.
Our Habaki Gaming with the $2. You could call this an ahahaha wave instead. My god. Yeah.
What?
Just as Miss Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault.
Yeah, no, I don't think that the logic itself is BS or anything. It's just that it was kind of difficult to see that the marks were actually on the bandages too. in my case. Twilby with the 20 gifted memberships as well. Holy crap, thank you. We're gonna be hearing this witch laughing for a little bit longer. And also thank you to Azoths for becoming a channel member.
Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood.
Borklaser 9000 with the $2. I was afraid of that part tripping you up. Yeah, but what can you do? It happens.
No!
Kirby Superstar with the $2. Mercy lost a bet but still reaps the rewards. Yeah, we just had to divide it between a couple of other generous people. Thank you so much for that.
You did it, boss. It was a real nail biter, but you pulled it off.
Yep, they should bring down the prosecution's claim. That should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction.
It was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that!
And Amanita, thank you for becoming a channel member as well.
Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you.
Sorry, cleaning my glasses real quick. She's laughing at me.
I've just one question, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did?
Oh my god, it was the Golden Witch.
Huh? What? Oh. Well, looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Well, well, I've heard a lot about this. So, this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
Ah, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kinda makes you sound no better than a two-bit con man.
You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence.
Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster.
What now, boss?
I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood?
The culprit, Apollo, or someone else? I mean, one would have... I mean, I would assume that it was the culprit. Yeah, let's try that.
If Apollo didn't leave that bloody writing, maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it and made it look like Apollo did it.
That seems like the most reasonable explanation.
But wait a minute, I just realized something, boss.
What is it?
Look at the amount of blood in the photo. It doesn't look like Apollo bled very much.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I wonder if it's even possible to ride out woods with just this much.
Temblor Studios, thank you for becoming a member.
Hey, you're right. Good thing Apollo didn't lose that much blood. That might be a factor in why you survived the assault.
And since there was so little blood, that pretty much rules out his attacker, huh?
I guess so. But if it wasn't his attacker, then who else could it have been? Who could have written that message in blood?
I mean, if it's so little blood, then it's not like you can just say that somebody else did it too, though, right? Because they would have the same exact problem. Somebody brought their own blood from home. Court record. Yeah, let's look at the photo again real quick. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, I don't think it would be Apollo, then.
If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left the bloody message?
Well... I mean, yeah, Tonate's the only one I can think of that would do that. I mean, I don't know. Let's give it a shot.
This person left the bloody writing? And what do you base this claim on?
Yeah, that's probably not it. Do I really need to base my claim on something?
Boss? Of course you do. Don't tell me you don't have anything at all to back up your assertion.
Nothing in particular, really.
That won't do, Mr. Wright. But a penalty will make up for your deficiency very nicely.
Ugh. So it wasn't Apollo or his attacker. When you think about who was at the crime scene, there's only one other person who it could really be.
Oh yeah. Wasn't there another person who shed blood at the crime scene?
I mean, then in that case it would be the victim.
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at the crime scene.
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood.
Well, okay. Guess that answers that. Temple Rose Studio with the $2. Harry Marcy must save the cottagecore bisexual. I'm trying my best.
What?
What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here?
Not really.
Objection!
Yeah, me either.
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message.
Uh-oh. Ah, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write this defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. They had never even met each other.
That's very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be?
Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods.
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning?
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
Dig with the £2. I remembered that it wasn't euros, it's pounds. I didn't mix up the symbols this time. The music is so good in this crazy lawyer game. It really is. I really like this soundtrack so far. It was an Interpol ID. Oh, God.
Objection!
It clearly says Woods, as anyone can plainly see.
Well, actually, you see, it says Doom. Upside down.
What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police, like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked His Honor, but you'll never get the best of me.
I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed.
What do you mean by that?
And there's no such radio code as Woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright.
Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here. I am also hungry and tired and cranky.
No, wait, please, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Okay, we're just gonna, where's the, yes. We're just gonna do that real quick.
Well, I believe it's,
And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language? Or maybe it's a code? Think, Phoenix. You could do this.
Lucrazor with the $5. Just wait till you hear this game's Confess the Truth theme. Best in the series, in my opinion. That's really high praise, because the Confess the Truth themes are usually my favorite themes in each game. So...
Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really means?
I haven't... Is it... No, I don't know about that, actually. The code doesn't look like it could easily be mistaken for woods. I don't see anything here that would indicate that. This is actually, yeah, this is kind of tough. L100. I mean, yeah, it has the 00. I mean, I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of looks like it a little bit. You would have to write it in a very weird way. But I don't know, let's give it a try.
The bomb transport case? I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar?
L100... what does that have to do with anything?
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand?
Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo.
Oh, I think I see it.
That a girl. That one's on my side.
It says
woods.
Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W, it's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros.
Oh, my goodness.
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on the bomb transport case.
Okay. That was... Alright, sure. Fair enough. I'm just wondering why, though.
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Hold up.
That's strange. Erase one line or erase two lines. Okay, what? Hold up. What? I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Oh wait, hey, there's some shit over there. On the... I can't zoom in, but you see what I'm talking about, right? Like next to the S. Or next to the S. That's like basically covered up with a crack in the floor, yeah. So then, I don't know, does that count as one line or two lines? I mean, yeah, I guess it's... I'm just, like, wondering if they mean, like, when they say lines, they mean, like, letters or actual strokes, but...
All you have to do is erase one line from the writing.
Erase one line from where?
Anywhere you like.
Anywhere I'd like. Alright, I'll erase one of the O's. Wads? What's that supposed to mean?
Your state of mind. I believe it stands for wise, optimistic, dauntless, and serene.
Boss, what in the world? This is no time for a psychology test.
I can't say my state of mind is exactly serene right now, Mr. Wright.
No! Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I was on the right track, you just... I have to interpret your question the right way. That's all. Okay. So, it's that piece of evidence. Okay, as also with the $5, by the way, gotta remember loving this game, and especially the ending. What a blast from the past. I should replay it myself. Well, I hope that you and I are on the same page here by the time I get to the end of this.
Objection!
Okay, why did it stop letting me skip the text?
Objection!
I was able to skip the text for a moment there, but it stopped letting me. Okay. So, let's try 2 this time. Okay, there we go.
Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean now. I was slightly thinking on the wrong track with that, but it was still like similar. Yeah.
Well, would you look at that? Lewis?
No, Your Honor, it isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else by simply erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Wouldn't you be happy as Mr. Rye?
Well, would you, Mr. Wright?
The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. The right conclusion? Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people.
What?
The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number, but whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message.
If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us?
Good question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have one purpose.
No!
To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing.
Oh shit, what was that guy's name? I don't remember. Oh, at least his bomb case is right there, though.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name.
The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than... Okay, yeah, this one's easy.
Take that!
The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing.
Ted Tonate?
Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only specialty. Somehow, the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So, when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonate's own ID number to finger him for the crime. Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? He's got a good point there.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
Well, they actually brought up what I would be asking, so...
That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tonate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other.
Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing.
Fair enough point.
But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number.
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tonate hid it before anyone could discover it. Oh yes, because the case was there. There's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
Mr. Tonate was able to cover that message up because he's...
A stickler for details, the first to find the body, or wearing those weird goggles. Gee, I wonder what it could be.
The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonate himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. When Mr. Tonate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure.
Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case.
He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tonate used them in another incident.
Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice.
Exactly. Mr. Tonate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it. By adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind, he changed the meaning of the message.
I wonder, though, if they wouldn't just, like, DNA that blood later and be like, wait a minute, this was from that detective. She was already dead when this happened.
He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack.
So that means...
The only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate!
Ah!
Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we'll have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was great, Mr. Wright.
Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try.
Kirby Superstar 44 with the $5. I looked up what the bloody writing says in Japanese, and it says Shinobu. Juniper's name in Japanese is Shinobu Morizumi. Okay, interesting. I wonder what the code... Well, let me look at the code again. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's probably not the same code, though.
I've finally drawn Mr. Tonate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart.
Mr. Tonate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. The message in blood matches your ID number. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case. Such a far-fetched theory. No better than a tangled ball of wires. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later on. I see, ×2. But then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright?
The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to...
The missing H wouldn't be an issue because in Japanese, she and C are the same letter. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. Analyze the handwriting or analyze the DNA? I mean, I guess, honestly, I would think, like, my assumption immediately was the DNA, so let's go with that first and see.
Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it'll be obvious as to who wrote the message.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for the DNA tests with the forensic teams.
Yes, Your Honor.
It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is.
I feel like this guy's dialogue should just be done in like this, speak and spell voice.
Now spell, that is ridiculous, and I hate you. No. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. So, you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there's blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there.
Okay.
I see. All right then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart?
I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. And there is blood on the rubble near her head. I'm gonna look at the map again real quick. Okay. But then, there's also the fact that this rock has blood on it, too. I mean, one could assume that it was tossed at Apollo, I guess, but... I mean, yeah, he could have moved stuff because he was on the scene, but it would be weird for... I don't know, like, the blood on the rebel is odd to me. I'm gonna press on this one.
Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast? A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind. Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It's stated in her autopsy report as well. Cause of death, trauma to the back of the head. Ah, the autopsy report. I better take another look at that. Now do you see? Detective Arm could not have written that message. The reason for that being, she was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
Let's look at her autopsy again. Wait. Is this the same place? Is that the exact same? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know, the rebel... Yeah. Yeah, because I guess now that I look at it, it doesn't look like the... I mean, it could just be right out of frame, but... the blood doesn't look the same. I don't know.
Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message? If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance? Maybe she crawled back after writing it. Hey, did this guy just humph me? Would you like to get down on the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory? Huh? No thank you.
The victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. There's no way she could reach. Quite the conundrum.
So that means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction.
Maybe the body was moved? But that doesn't explain how blood got onto the rubble.
But if that was done by the real culprit after the fact, if that's the case, then something about that might contradict the evidence we have.
Okay, yeah. Then if that's the case... Yeah, let me look at this again real quick. Back of the head, impact of the flat object. There's no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there's no way Detective Arm could have written it. Struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. Okay, I'm gonna save here real quick.
Objection!
Try that. I heard the music stop. Fuck yeah, let's go.
You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonate. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death: trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubber. It's sharp and pointed.
Luke Razor, there's been a fair bit of backseating in the chat. Is that okay? I would request, like, not too much, yeah. But to be fair, I also have not been, like, anytime there have been, like, what look like suggestions, I have kind of been not looking at them as much. I've been trying to think about it in my own head more.
Hey, you're right. Boss, it is pointy. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it?
What could be the meaning of this contradiction? I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body?
That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location, most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found.
In that case, she definitely could have written the message.
Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis.
Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all.
Yes! You did it! You were right, boss!
Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later.
Mr. Tonate, it's now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself.
Fine, I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time, I will tell the truth. It is true that the Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad.
Okay.
I see. So it's your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it?
That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm.
Oh, well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute. That in and of itself is a criminal act.
Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor.
Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
My bad.
It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote, blah blah blah, I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Okay.
Hold it!
Didn't you? The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was. I have no idea what thoughts Detective Arm may have had inside her head. It is not like I ever dismantled her mind to check.
Mr. Wright, if you have suspicions about the witness, let's see your proof. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even school children know that. We were doing that one system a while ago. What was it? The jurors system that you were proposing? Actually, it's jurist. Yes, of course. And in that one, we were actually a little bit more keen to examining other things, but you didn't really do anything with that, so... How many years have you been a defense attorney now? Cut me some slack, will ya? Don't feel bad, boss. You just got your attorney's badge back after all. In that sense, you're still more of a beginner than I am.
I suppose I should be thankful you're not a licensed psychologist.
Mr. Tonate, please continue with your testimony.
With pleasure. My ID number was left at the scene, but... Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber.
Hold it!
By mistaken, do you mean you had nothing to do with the explosion?
That is correct.
That is why I was so shocked when I saw my ID number.
The victim may have suspected Mr. Tonate for no reason other than the fact that, as the bomb specialist, he was in charge of the bomb. In other words, a false accusation. It's vocational discrimination, I say.
I do not support discrimination of any kind.
Oh my god, based?
Well spoken, Your Honor. If the victim had been found to be killed with a gavel, Mr. Bluesuit over there probably would have pinned the crime on you.
He would? Well, that just wouldn't do. Mr. Wright, if you dare try to pin anything on me, I will find you in contempt of court.
But I've never even tried to harm a hair on... strand on your beard, Your Honor. Well said, Mr. Payne, because I am so closely associated with bombs. I was afraid I would be prosecuted if anyone saw the bloody writing.
I'm literally just thinking of the, like... I've been rewatching all of the, like, Homestar Runner cartoons recently, and I'm just thinking of, like, the one where the dad is like, oh, please, Strong Bad, stop being so rude in your email show. Please tell my kids about how being rude is bad. And he's like, it's like sending an email to a shark and being like, can you please tell people about, like, the virtues of not killing and eating other creatures? Can you please write to the bomb specialist and ask him about the wonders of not blowing people up?
Hold it!
You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing? I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the blood was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room. and I still had to move the body. I was in a panic. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case. Didn't you think the police would find it during their investigation? Regulation stipulates only specialists may touch transport cases, because of the danger, you see. I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad.
My bad? Does he really think that will just magically smooth everything over?
This guy is something else, and I don't believe Detective Arm's dying message was just some mistake. He won't wriggle out of this that easily. What did Mr. Tonate see when he first discovered the bloody writing? There has to be a contradiction hidden in his testimony somewhere.
Oh, sorry.
She very plainly wrote, I was shocked. I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. The accused. I moved the body and covered the writing. What did he see when he discovered the bloody writing? Definitively proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. Oh, wait a minute, though. Wait a minute, though. Hold on. Oh, wait, okay. He doesn't say anything about adding to the writing, though. Not in this testimony, anyway. Oh, wait.
Objection!
Normal gamer with the $2. George, she's 16, but I love her, my bad. Yeah, that does sound like something George would say, doesn't it? Well, actually, no, he wouldn't even say my bad. He would just be like, and that's fine, right? Shut up, George. We all hate George here. Anyway.
I just want to make doubly sure that the L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. Yes, it very clearly said L10015R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
Graven Gollum, who's George? George is, I'm referring to George Ushiromiya from Moomin Echo, which I stream every week. You guys should check it out. I have a playlist on my channel. You should catch up and then join us. It's a fun time. We do theories and everything. It's so fun.
What on earth are you babbling about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place?
Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R?
Oh,
Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
what is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonate?
Oh, right. Now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Come back, my beautiful contradiction.
Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was a simple slip of the finger.
You have something for me, Athena?
I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked.
He does look pretty flustered. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that it was nothing more than a mere mistake. I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tonate really see it?
Well, I mean, it is in the picture. It's just... you know, I would have to imagine that he did actually see it.
Maybe Mr. Tone really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe... That's it!
What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel?
I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tone really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows that there is no R.
Hey, Grace. How's it going?
No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonade actually could have seen the R. If you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tonade could have seen the R?
Well, I mean, it's right there.
Please look here, to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tonate saw. It's true that the witness wears some very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
But what if what Mr. Tonate saw wasn't that little smudge? There was a whole and complete R written there, before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh, well, that explains it, huh?
Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order.
Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Well, it was before the explosion, then. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous! If that were true, it overturns your own premise. That's right. It does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Okay. Order! Order in the court! What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. What? It sounds like we'd better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial? Let's see. According to the police report... Ah, here it is. One person. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tonate. Oh, wait. What? No one besides Mr. Tonate saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tonate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. Oh my! Mr. Tonate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Ugh! Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tonate, your testimony, please. My testimony? There is no need for...
He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head.
Because all I did was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you. Grah! Blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright?
What now, Mr. Payne?
Yes, Mr. Tonate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim?
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tonate had the chance, without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tonate?
Oh, yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon?
Alright, back you gave me at the $2. Tragic, the electric fence takes another life. Oh god, oh god. That was a good one, thank you.
What is it, Athena?
Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction.
Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object.
Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right?
A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm?
I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can?
Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tonate have that could be used as the murder weapon?
The bandana D with the $2. How bombers eat their sketty. No. Yeah, I just put wires from my bombs into my spaghetti. Okay, but like, I mean, I would think that the case would be too heavy, right? But then, no. Right? No. Hold on. There's no way. Let me just make sure. I just want to get it out of the way for my curiosity's sake. Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Other than that, though, I mean, one would... Wait. I mean, it... Oh, wait. You motherfucker. Are you serious? There's a crack in the clock. Is that not a crack? Are you fucking for real? Oh my god! Are you fucking serious? Holy shit! Oh my god, okay, hold on, I have to get a hold of myself to actually do this voice acting. Oh my god.
Mr. Tonate, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon, but in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this.
That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast.
Iconic laser with the $2. You really clocked this one. Yeah.
The bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head.
Can you imagine? What if he like clonked it upside her head and like the collision of using it set it off? It just like exploded her head. Oh my god, yeah, your point, the thinker clock too. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Jesus Christ.
Please, recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assumed this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. What's with him?
H&F of the Canadian $2. The bomb didn't kill the victim. It was the bomb. Yeah, exactly.
Show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? He's right. I don't have anything decisive.
Lou Crazer with the $2. Dead totality. Jesus.
Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad! The bomb's blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom! Game over! Yeah!
Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo?
I don't see any blood or anything.
Wait, the timer display's a little broken here.
I thought they were gonna let me point that out, but...
Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head.
That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count.
Guess you're right.
By setting off the bomb, Tonate managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now?
It's actually, like, kind of an interesting idea. Although, just the idea of, like, smacking somebody upside the head with a bomb is really fucking funny. Tim Pastrio with the $5. I can't fit much into this plushie, but you know what I can fit? A bomb! Which fucking testifies.
At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. And I think I have just the thing.
Oh yeah, I would have to hide her body until then.
Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonate had to hide.
Well then, I mean, would it... Well, actually, which photo of her body, though? I mean, okay. I'm just gonna... I know my answer, but I just want to be sure.
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonate would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial.
Hey, you're right. And if we can figure out where that hiding place was...
Exactly. We might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So, where could Mr. Tonate have hidden the body during the trial?
Well, I mean... Where else?
Take that!
Wait. A box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time.
Steve Oisiak with the $2. Subtle tell equals guilty, but maniacal laughter is okay. Yeah, this guy just like bursts. Ha ha! You'll never get me to tell where the body was. Oh, you'll never get me to tell how I did it. You can't prove it, and that proves I'm innocent. The judge like, oh, well, he seems like a reasonable man to me. Of course.
A box nobody would touch if they thought a bomb was in it. Mr. Tonate, what is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's gonna show it to me. Come again? You heard me. Now, show me what's inside that bomb transport case!
Asher Genesius with the $2. Oh my god, JC, a bomb. If you know, you know, Deus Ex fans. Yes. I love Deus Ex. I need to play it more. Like, I don't really have much experience with it, unfortunately, aside from, like, just basically watching gameplay, but I do really want to get around to it. Tumbleweed Studio with the $5. Every AA villain is just a love me some murderer lol, but I didn't kill this one in the middle of a public courtroom, and the judge is just like, okay.
What? Why? No! There's no need! I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
The answer's right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No! That's, completely false! If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Oh? Who? Let's not. Not if you value your life. Oh, shit! What is he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes.
What?
Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial. Before this bomb goes off.
Mr. Tonate, are you threatening me?
I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me.
Holy shit. Borklaser 9000 with the $2. What has Payne been doing this whole time? Just been sitting on his hands. But yeah, oh my god.
But Mr. Tonate, didn't you just say that that's a training model? A fake to practice on?
I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. But the HH-3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made.
What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part?
Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4.
Mr. Tonate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that?
The HH-3000, it is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So, I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there?
Okay, come on, dude. It was so unique, I just had to have it. But also, I will use it to blow all of you up right now. Alright, back again with the $2. He lied under oath. Get his ass, bailiff. Yes, this is the time for the bailiff to turn into the Super Saiyan that he was always meant to be and take this guy down. I loved it when he bailiffed all over the place. Of course.
I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check.
So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out?
No, not a possibility. A certainty. I did it. So, he's had a real bomb with him this whole time. You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time.
Order! Order in the court!
I'm out of here! It's gonna blow! Run! You four are still here? Well, well. Aren't you brave?
It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. About that horrible explosion the other day.
The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne...
That is...
And he's off.
Mr. Wright, what do we do?
Be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it?
But the bomb might really go off.
Only 3 more minutes, folks. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do?
I stand my ground.
I can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear, dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Ted Tonate. Oh? Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake.
Are you sure, Mr. Wright?
More of your famous bluffing, even at the risk of your own life.
Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here.
I'm not bluffing, and I have proof.
You do?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonate's bomb is not the real HH-3000.
Really? Out with it then, immediately. Where is the proof that what Mr. Tonate is holding is not the real HH-3000?
Well, oh yeah. Right? Duh.
Take that!
The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonate used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken.
Oh, you're right.
Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tonate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb in the stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb's nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I'll examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself.
Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright.
No! Stop!
What is that? Is that a bloodstain?
Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm it's Detective Arm's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tonate? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence?
Dismantle it? You're too late! You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time! This HH-3000's about to explode!
Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake.
It's real! This bomb is the real thing, I tell you! It's real!
Mad Bomber, party of one.
There's no time left. It's gonna blow! I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart! I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle! I'm not gonna make it! Only one thing left to do! Stop! Made it!
Game over. Dismantle attempt failed.
His eyes, his little cute dot anime eyes.
It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion, and that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him, and BAM! And when that idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why?
Damn. Yeah, typical cop behavior.
Tonate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Wood's verdict.
Not guilty. Did it. the blank space where Gaspin should be.
Court is adjourned.
We did it! Yay! Yippee!
You did it, boss!
Yeah, guess we managed to pull it off somehow.
So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing.
Just sort of worked out that way, didn't it?
That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen.
I'm staying with the $2. Run, Gaspin, run. Yeah, keep going, buddy. I'm sure you get away from the bomb eventually.
And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of here. That was great.
Mr. Wright, Thena, thank you for everything you did for me.
I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace.
I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime.
That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation.
I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you could make it all the way to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie?
Around 3,000 feet, I think.
What? That's no forest. That's a mountain.
But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving.
Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of?
Well, yeah, there is. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is, but. Go. Okay.
Take that!
The remote switch, right?
Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tony just got rid of it somewhere.
Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict.
I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone? Okay.
Huh? Her grandmother?
No, silly, to Apollo!
Oh, right. I forgot about him again. I don't think about Apollo that much. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him?
Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay.
And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure.
Yeah, I have to imagine that the switch is gonna come back up at some point, if it wasn't addressed directly here in terms of a resolution.
Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. Oh no. Oh no. That's what you believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Oh? Oh?
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Ah, yes, your anime protagonist journey. Oh, hey, Trucy. Good to see you.
I have to go wander the desert to complete my character arc. I will only come back when I've mastered the Kamehameha times 10. With the Kaioken.
What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature.
A mythical creature, you say? Oh my god. He was killed by Slender Man? Well, that's the end of the case. Okay. All right. We did it. It's over. Well, that was case 1 of Dual Destinies. Yeah, that was pretty alright. I don't think it was the worst intro case ever or anything. If I really had any complaints about it, I think it was just maybe a little too long, honestly. I think it kind of dragged in the middle there for sure, especially. But, I mean, you know, sure, like, the logic was a little silly sometimes. The fact that he beat somebody over the head with a bomb is really fucking funny. But, yeah, I don't think that it was, like, necessarily bad or anything. I mean, it's no less of substance than, like, you know, the first turnabout or anything like that. I think I'd probably still say that I prefer the intro cases of AA3 and AA4. Mostly for pacing reasons. And yeah, it is just like, it's a little blasé, but again, blasé is better than bad. So yeah, I thought that it was pretty enjoyable. I would give that one like overall like probably like a 7 out of 10. It's not a bad opening case at all. But before we leave out of here for today, I know that apparently somebody contributed some art. I don't know if multiple people did, but somebody did. There is an Umineko fan art that was put up after the last Umineko stream I did, but I'm actually going to save that one until after, or I'm going to save that one until the next Umineko stream, rather. But we do have something Ace Attorney related. I'll see if there's anything else on the Tumblr tag, because I think that's probably it if there's nothing else. Okay, yeah, there are a couple of things. Oh god, okay. These are pretty good. Okay. Let's see. Alrighty. So, let's bring up the fan art tab. Which is here. So first, we have this from Normal Gabriel on Twitter. Pearl summoned Beatrice during a playdate with Maria. Maria's going crazy. You got the actual like stance of the Beatrice sprite pretty well. Although yeah, it is pretty funny. It makes me think of Pearl smoking a weed. But yeah, I think that's a fun idea. Although that would imply some things if Beatrice was being spirit channeled now, wouldn't it? We have this from Kate the Vampire on Tumblr, little doodle I made. Damn, this sandwich is pretty good. Just like sitting there while Apollo's bleeding out on the floor. That's very funny. Thank you, Kate the Vampire. And lastly, but not leastly, we have this from JunePop45. Oh my god, Apollo died. It's okay. He'll be okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get him a sandwich. He'll feel so much better. I'm sure he won't abandon the office immediately after. Oh boy. Well, this has been really fun, everybody. It took a little bit longer to get through than I thought it would for a first case, but I guess it was a little bit of a chunky one. Yeah, I enjoyed it all the same. I think it was fun to be able to share my first thoughts and like, you know, reactions to this case with you guys. Once again. Oh. Hold up. Before we go. Sadboy posted something in the server. Okay, yes. Let me do that. Yes, this from Sadboy Alert. Where's your husband? Sandwich. The widget. That's really good. Good joke, Mercy. Thanks, Mercy. Also, yeah, with the Athena, where I love it. I was thinking that once I do eventually get around to doing a video about Dual Destinies, I'll probably get the thumbnail to be me in the Athena fit, because yeah, that's one thing I will say so far. I love Athena so far. I think she's great. I was thinking that I was probably gonna like Athena, but I was right. I do like her. Okay. Now we got it. I think, if there's nothing else. Oh, there's also this from June as well, which is also very fun. Stale ass wig. Okay. We've had our fun, but now I think it is time to bail out of here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I've got a stream coming up on Friday. It'll be the end of the question arc of Umineko, so tune into that. That'll be fun. And also, again, if you haven't seen my Apollo Justice retrospective already, then you should go check it out. I think it's pretty nice. Any little fuck-ups that I made in it, I will fix whenever the compilation upload comes out in like 40 years. Alright, see you later, everybody. Peace.